wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, if you just believe, if you just believe, if you just believe. Listen to your heart, 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 tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, if you just believe, if you just believe, Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart.
Good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome back to another stream. I hope you're all doing very, very well. It was a very eventful day yesterday. It's been a very eventful week between Arsenal getting their 5-0 win over Chelsea and between Jurgen Klopp giving us a very enjoyable send-off. You know, a very eventful, enjoyable thank you and well done to Jurgen Klopp. But look, if you watched our stream last night, you will know we enjoyed the demise of Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, but we have to park that. We have to park that because we have a job to do now. We have a task at hand. Yeah, I know I joined Saeed last night. I joined Saeed's stream. We bantered Klopp. We bantered Liverpool, but we have a job at task. You know what I mean? We have to focus on our own shit now. Always enjoy days like yesterday. Of course, I will never, ever give out to someone for enjoying a day like yesterday. But now it's tunnel vision. We're going to the Amex. We're playing Brighton. We have 6 to go. This means more. Okay, I'll park it there.
This means more, lad.
Big up everybody joining us, man. We're 4 subscribers off 8K. We're 4 subs off 8K, man. So hit the like button. Hit the like button, subscribe, become a channel member. Who have we got in the building? Let's see who we've got. We got Jack Lee, Puneet, Nostalgic, Kevin, Briggsy, Mojis, Alec, Nayballs. Who else is there? Jay. Yeah, loads of people joining us. We're going to have a preview now here for the Brighton game. Like I said, time to focus on ourselves. So hit that big like button on your way in and subscribe if you're new. Help us get to 8K. We're 4 subs off. Right, Joe, Brighton, we have 6 to go. Arsenal have 4 to go. Liverpool are out of the race. Arsenal will probably feel like, look, they're doing what they can. They have the points on the board. Statement win against Chelsea the other night. They have a North London derby to come up. I don't think that North London derby is a foregone conclusion. I know Tottenham are missing Maddison. They're missing 1 or 2 others as well. But they would love to shit all over Arsenal's parade. They will love to shit all over Arsenal's parade if they get half the chance. But we can't be bothered thinking about that. We have 6 games of our own. We are 6 games away from history. We are 6 games away from outdoing anything anyone's ever done. Ever done. And it starts tonight. It starts tonight. Me and you spoke a lot about fatigue. We thought in the Chelsea game and the Real Madrid game, there was probably, particularly the Chelsea game, there was a huge amount of fatigue involved. Players looking tired, players looking like they're not able for 90 minutes or running out of ideas. Title of the stream, time to rise, no excuses. No excuses. We got to go and do it, man.
Yeah, I could kind of cut him a little bit of slack when it came to the Chelsea semi-final of looking tired. Of course, I can't excuse losing. Like that's just a thing that we do nowadays. We don't excuse losing. But in terms of the flat performance, the nature of the game against Chelsea, the fact that Pep only made 4 changes from the team against Real Madrid only a few days before, I could understand the tiredness excuse a little bit. Like, I got it, but the players have had 2 days off. You know, they got the Sunday and the Monday off. Pep said they had 2 days where they just, they gave the players off because of the week they had. So there's no excuses. There's no tiredness excuses. Tired. What is tiredness? Klopp's tired. He's leaving. If you're tired, do you want to leave? Is that is that what we're at? So for this game, I'm not buying tiredness or lack of energy as an excuse whatsoever. You've had 2 days off. You don't really afford. You can't really afford to have that luxury during this part of the season normally. So, go out there and do the business. Arsenal have made their statements. Arsenal are doing all they can. I think I said this to you off stream I might have said it to Rebel off stream actually, that Arsenal, whenever they're ahead and someone drops points, prime example, Aston Villa, when Liverpool dropped points earlier in the day to Crystal Palace, they get giddy and get ahead of themselves, and sometimes that costs them. But for some reason, when it's not in their hands and, the pressure's not on them and they don't get too giddy and they take it 1 game at a time, because that's what Arsenal are doing. Arsenal are taking it 1 game at a time because that's all they can do. They're slapping teams again. That's the thing that we have that's good with our mentality is we normally take it 1 game at a time for the entire season, which is why we have these long unbeaten runs in us, because we just go, next game. We just go on and on and on, and that's kind of the mentality of our squad. Whereas I feel like the reason why Arsenal have fallen short or have maybe slipped up at times in the last 2-3 seasons with top 4 and the title is they just get too ahead of themselves when they're at the top. They decide, we're going to win. If we do this, we're going to win the league on this game, and it's like, no, at this level, you have to take it 1 game at a time. Which is why I'm more confident when we're ahead on points. Because I know that we usually take it 1 game at a time.
I'm comfortable with the fact that it's in our hands. I'm comfortable with the fact that it's a simple case of win your 6 games, you win the Premier League. Is this our most deserving Premier League? Should we win it? No. Have we performed well through the course of the season in comparison to other Premier League titles that we've won? No, absolutely not. This may be the most underperforming Premier League title win we've ever had should we go on to win it. But the fact that we have it in our hands with 6 games to go, I'm comfortable with that. I know they only have 4 games to go, but I think if you asked an Arsenal fan, would you rather have 4 games to go, have a not in your hands, or have 6 games to go and have it in your hands? What do you think the answer is?
They want it in their hands because that's the best position to be in. I think you can afford for it not to be in your hands till late on in the season, like where we are now. I think as soon as you get down to single-digit games left, as soon as you get that down to the last 8-9 games or whatever, that's when you want it in your hands. Especially with the way it's panned out this season, with that last 8 or 9 games directly, being coinciding with the fact that that was around the time that the last game between the title rivals, playing each other as well. That's when you want it in your hands, when you've played your rivals, when there's no games between the challengers, and you've got sort of 8 games left or something like that. That's when you want it in your hands. When there's 30 games left at the start of the season, you got to play each other twice. It doesn't actually matter.
Big Trent or Bet Trent regrets his stupid comments. Of course he does. He made himself look like an absolute tit, Trent, with those comments. You just don't say some things. You're just setting yourself up for an absolute scalding when it goes tits up for you, and it has gone tits up for him, and he's made himself look like an absolute dickhead. But I don't care about Trent. I don't care about Liverpool anymore. As far as Liverpool go, for me, they're history. I think they're done. They're out of this title race. I don't think there'll be any title races for the foreseeable future. Liverpool are done. They're history to me. They're finished. Thank you for the races we had on that we ultimately won. But other than that, I don't care for you, or I don't remember you for anything more other than the team that we pipped. That's it. The team that we beat in the race. That's all you are. You never became anything special. You never blew anybody away. You never did anything anyone's not ever done before. Nothing special. You're not a special right back. You're not a special team. Klopp's not a special manager. And as it stands right now, Liverpool aren't a special club. So I have no time. I don't care. Go enjoy your sabbatical, Klopp, and Trent, learn when to zip your mouth. But back to City. Like we're saying, look, with it being in our hands, someone in the chat says all 1-0s and we've won the title. That's true. At this point, it's not about performance. I mean, you can say for performance, you like to make a statement. I've said this already, that maybe if you could make a statement, batter someone 3-4-5-0, great. Put some pressure on Arsenal. Psychologically, they're going, oh, City are purring. But it's actually not the priority. It's not performance driven right now. It's purely results driven. It's just win the games. I don't care if the football's tantalizing. I don't care if it's sustainable, like, in terms of talking, can we do this for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons? I'm only caring about these 6 games. Make sure you get the results. 1-0s, 2-1s, own goals off fucking Ake's arse. I don't care. Just win the game of football. Get the 3 points. Move on to Forest. Get the 3 points. I think Pep has to say that to them. Of course, they'll have their structure, their tactics, the way they want to set up for each individual game. But when push comes to shove, now is when you click into that winner's mentality. Now is when you use the experience you've had from being in these positions before that Arsenal don't have. Arsenal don't have that winning know-how. Arsenal don't have the experience of closing out a title. Now, they can't close out a title as of right now, of course, because it's in our hands. But they don't know what it's like to be right. We're 4 games and we're still in with a shout. What's this like? North London derby, how do they handle that? We've done all this. Even before Pep Guardiola. You remember the derby towards the end of the season, Vincent Kompany, boom, 1-0. We know what these title races feel like. We know what these moments feel like. So we have to use that to our advantage. Because as of right now, Arsenal are playing the better football. Do I have any issue in saying that? No. I don't. They can look as beautiful, as aggressive, as motivated as they want. But as long as we just keep winning, all the football they play doesn't matter. You can hit Chelsea for 5. You can go and batter Tottenham for 10. You can go and hit whoever you want for 20. Just get the goal difference up to plus 1,000. But as long as we win 1-0, it all means nothing. It all means absolutely nothing. So it's purely results driven right now, Joe.
Yeah, I flipped. I think earlier on, like a few months ago, I was looking more for performances because I wanted to see something encouraging. I wanted to see that we could play well, and because you play better, you get better results. But at the moment, with 7 games left in total, 6 league games, 1 cup final, we win 7 games, we've won a domestic double. Like, who cares if we blow teams away 3-0, 4-0? Like, it's not really. It's not really necessary at this point. At the end of the day, it is a results driven business, and that's what we're in. We're in the business end of the season, so it's even more results driven, not about performances. So 1-0s, as much as they might finish me off winning 1-0 every game, I'd still snap you. Well, no pause. Get man out of the gutter. But honestly, it's gonna kill me off winning 1-0 like 7 times. But like, snap your hand off for it. If you get made me an offer of you win 1-0 every single game from now to the end of the season, but it's just very nervy. Yeah, my heart rate might go through the roof, but I take it because at the end of the day, that's what gets us the trophies. So I'd be happy with it. I mean, we are in a stage now, however, where we're in the stage where a draw is as good as a loss, because even one draw would put us on, one draw put us level on points with Arsenal, but their goal difference is so much better than ours. So if it's a draw, it might as well be a loss at this point because we're not turning around that goal difference. It goes down to goal difference. Arsenal win the league.
But that's nothing new. We know at this stage of the season, a draw almost equates to a loss, doesn't it? But listen, before we continue, guys, there's nearly 100 people in the building. We're on 30 likes. Surely we can get up to 50 likes as soon as possible. Smash that big thumbs up button and subscribe. We're 3 subscribers off 8,000 subs. 3 subscribers. So if 3 of you haven't hit the subscribe button, get that done, man. Get that done. Hit the likes, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Look, I think tonight is going to tell us a lot about the effects that last week had on us. I think it's going to tell us a lot about what we can kind of expect over the course of these next 7 games, including the cup final, of course. You know, if City come out and they resume kind of where they left off the Chelsea game, you know, looking fatigued, looking tired, kind of lacking ideas, lacking creativity, players quite clearly carrying knocks that we're not aware of or we're not being told about publicly. Like you best believe we're at the stage of the season now where players are playing through injury. So the injury report that we have right now says that I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, is Haaland the only player not available? I think he's the only one.
Yeah, everyone else trained apart from Foden, but Foden wasn't training because he was ill. So, you know, we're presuming that he's fine. From what I've heard, I think Tone tweeted it the other day actually that, you know, they expect Foden to be all right. He was just ill, but yeah, Haaland's out. Pep said Haaland's out, but he's the only one as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, okay, so Haaland's the only one unavailable to actually play tonight. But you best believe there is 3, 4, and 5 other players in the squad playing through pain, playing through struggle, and playing through some sort of discomfort because of the length of the season we've had, the strain put on their bodies we've had. You know, this is something to be expected. But what I'm saying is, we're going to learn a lot tonight. Like I said, if City come out, like I said, and they pick off where they left off against Chelsea, we can expect the next 4 or 5 weeks to be nervy. You know, what kind of City's going to turn up week to week? Are we going to drop points? Are we confident of getting the win? That's what we're going to learn from tonight. But if City come out tonight and drop a statement, you know what I'm saying? Drop one of these kind of ones where, boom, we're back in title challenging mode, yeah? We know what's at stake. We know what we can achieve over the next few weeks. Let's go and blitz Brighton. Now, look, with all due respect to Brighton, they should not be beating us tonight. They should not be taking anything off us. 2 reasons. We're in the title race. We have it in our hands. It's a must-win for Manchester City. Our boys must be mentally in tune. Reason number 2. They are absolutely ridiculed with injuries right now. Riddled with injuries, I should say, Brighton. They have so many players, so many important players. Ferguson, Matoma, Milner. There's 2 or 3 more. The list goes on. They're full of injuries. They should not be getting anything off us. But with that said, we have no divine right to go and get points, do we? We have no divine right to go and win the game. So City need to come in mentally correct, tactically prepared, but ready for the battle. Make a statement. If we can come out and make a statement, I'll go, right, yeah. These next 4 or 5 weeks, okay, we have it in us. We have it in us. We have to go into that overdrive. You know what I'm saying? To achieve greatness, you don't just play great for 30 games of the season and then, you know, go mediocre or fall off for 8 games or 6 games or 4 games, whatever it may be. To achieve greatness, you have to go into the overdrive mode of, we got to dig deep here. We got to dig really deep. We know we've not been great this season. Chat, you should agree with me on this. We have not been great this season, but we now have an opportunity to click into gear and go and do what we all want to do. Forest will be harder, says Sean Fogarty. That's up to anybody to decide. I think all 6 of these games are going to be difficult. Not a single one of these 6 games coming up in the next few weeks are guaranteed divine right wins for us. Not a chance. Everybody is fighting for something. Everybody is playing for something. We are not going to be guaranteed to win every single game. Arsenal found that out the hard way last season. You know what I'm saying? When they were given the last sort of 10 games when they were top of the league, they look at the fixtures and they pointed out 2 or 3. They said, what was it? Newcastle, Tottenham, and so on and so forth. Win these games, we'll win the league. And it was actually the games outside of those ones they pinpointed where they actually dropped points. So you can't pick and choose what games where you go, we must turn up that day. Oh, we'll get a win that day. No. Every single goddamn one is a must win. And tonight, I'm nervous. I will be nervous until the first 20 minutes of the game have passed. Yeah? And by that, I mean, after 20 minutes of the game have passed, I think, Joe, we'll get a fair idea of what kind of mood City are in, what kind of performance levels City are going to hit for the evening. Up until then, it's all up in the air. Because if City come out fatigued and tired, lacking ideas, and Brighton make life difficult for us, we could be in for a long evening, people. So City need to come out from the off tonight.
I mean, yeah, we have to try and start fast because I can't remember who said it. I'm trying to find the comment here that Steve Black, I suspect to be the usual late of poor first half and second better. That's been a theme, hasn't it, in the last sort of 3 games, where we've just the first half. I think it goes back to around about Crystal Palace away, where the first half is just completely off it, and the second half is pretty good. Like it was the same thing. Crystal Palace, Real Madrid at home, Chelsea in the cup. Like those 3 games, those are just the 3 that I can name off the top of my head. Where I can even name Luton at home, where we were only 1-0 up, and it ended up 5-1. But 1-0 at half time against Luton at home, like we kind of struggled a little bit. So the first halves, as of recent, have not been great, which is why a statement would entail that we start quick. Something that we haven't really been doing of late. So that's, one side of it is proving that we can, out the blocks, quick start. I mean, next thing I'm looking for is, can we just stop conceding these absolutely ridiculously bad goals?
Well, people in the chat are talking a lot about the high line that we're playing, and that's killing us a bit. Do you think that has any correlation?
Yeah, because how many times have we watched the game and our back 4 is 5-10 yards inside the opposition half? It is ridiculously high, and I don't know why. I get Pep wants to play a high line, and you can still play a fairly high line, but it's quite evident that, just look at some of the goals we're conceding. Real Madrid was the prime example. Over those 2 legs, how many times were we caught out with a ball over the top against Real Madrid? Like, it's ridiculous that we haven't, dropped the line 5-10 yards and see if that helps. Because it's not necessarily that will fix all the problems. But I don't think it'll make anything any worse. I really don't. Like, I don't see why we haven't, tried it for at least a game. Like, maybe even tried it at Wembley. But the line is just ridiculously high for no reason. I get that, maybe if you're chasing a game, you need a goal, and then you push up. I'd understand. But playing 5-10 yards inside the opposition half from minute 1 just seems a little bit strange to me, with the fact that we've just been conceding too many goals from literally, I don't know how many times I said this, it's literally 1 ball over the top, 1 ball in behind the defence, and they're in, because we just play ridiculously hard. That's why we concede so many goals this season, because a lot of the time it is literally they get in behind, and even if that doesn't result in a shot on goal, it still results in them being in the final third and being able to potentially make something. But for me, that's what a statement for me entails. Quick start, defend well, keep a clean sheet. That's my, ideal statement. I don't care about 4s and 5s. If we win 3-0, keep the clean sheet, grab a goal or 2 in the first half, that's a statement enough for me.
I agree. Listen, there's 130 people in the building. We're on 45 likes. Hit the big thumbs up button, people. Come on, do us a favor. Hit the big thumbs up button, and we're 2 subscribers off 8K. So subscribe if you're new, and there's a link in the chat if anybody wants to become a channel member. A prestigious club for prestigious people is the HMTV Members Club. Become a prestigious person. Join the membership if you wish. But yeah, hit the big thumbs up button anyway, man. Let's get those likes right up, and let's get chatting about some players that we want to see perform tonight. City Extra on their Twitter have done a predicted starting 11. They predicted John Stones starts. I want to start with John Stones, and I want to start with the way I want to see John Stones. John Stones, I expect to be fit. I expect to be feeling a lot better, and I expect to see him playing in his midfield role, or his inverted stepping in, whatever way you want to call it. With all due respect to Manuel Akanji, with all due respect to anybody else on the pitch who's ever played that role, you don't do it like John Stones. I think teams fear John Stones when he's in that role, because I don't like him on the edge of the box with the ball, because he actually is quite creative. He's actually able to unlock a defense. He's actually able to pick a pass, and he can shoot from range. I want to see John Stones playing in that midfield role. I want to give ourselves the best chance of being efficiently front-footed. I think we have not been efficiently front-footed for a few weeks now. And by saying that, I mean dominating possession, fine. Controlling the ball, fine. Using it, not so fine. We are lacking ideas, we're lacking creativity, we're lacking threats. So teams are basically nullifying De Bruyne, nullifying Foden. The rest, not a problem. Don't worry about it. Let Diaz, Rodri, whoever knock the ball around the 18 or the 16 yard or the 18 yard box or the D, whatever. So I want to see John Stones getting forward. I want to see a lift from Kevin De Bruyne. I expect Kevin De Bruyne to start. For some reason, I've got a feeling he's going to start. I think De Bruyne, if we want to win this league, we want to win these next 6 games, we need Kevin De Bruyne, and we need Kevin De Bruyne playing at a high level. So, I mean, Joe, John Stones, Kevin De Bruyne, any other players, or those two I've named, there are certain players that have to rise. There's certain players that if they just do their jobs, it's fine. They'll go unnoticed, or they'll go, they had a good game. But there's certain players in the team and in the squad that if we want to win games of football, we want to win the league, they have to perform to a high level.
Yeah, I need a good Kevin De Bruyne performance, because he's not gone missing, far from it, but he's not been top really as of in the recent games. Scored against Madrid, played okay. Chelsea, he put in the effort. I get there again. There was an element of tiredness and fatigue, but I need kind of a classic. These 6 games, we got to close them out. I need a couple of really high level performances from my best player, or what is renowned as our best player. I mean, he's the best player in the club's history, but that's kind of what we're going to need. Maybe a few times we're going to need someone who's going to help us pull it out the bag. If we're struggling right now, which we are struggling to consistently find, a rhythm, a good way of playing. We need someone to come out with a moment. And I think if Pep's gonna persist with, going away from these 2 number 10s, I think, again, because we're away from home in Brighton, they'll have a go. Brighton won't sit back and defend and counter-attack. Brighton will have a go. That's the team that they are. So I think Pep will be reluctant to play Foden next to De Bruyne again. I just, I have that feeling. So if it's going to be one playing in the middle and it's going to be De Bruyne, he needs to have a good game, because if you're forcing Foden out of that position, you've got to warrant it right now. Right now, Kevin De Bruyne has got to warrant playing that position over Foden, not the other way around. That's the situation we're in, given the way this season has gone, that he has to prove that he should be playing in that position. He can do it. Of course he can do it. But that's sort of your big player, your big moments player. Same thing with... well, not same thing, but, similar thing with John Stones, as in Pep needs to play him in the right position. That's been the thing that's been annoying me, is Akanji playing there when Stones on the pitch. Don't understand what that's about. John Stones playing in there. If you want more control, you put John Stones in that position, because he's more comfortable there. He knows what he's doing. He's more comfortable on the ball in that position. He's just a superior player doing that role. So that gives us more control. And another player that I want to highlight that, in my personal opinion, I think I want him to start, and that's Doku. He's made such a difference in the games that the last 3 games that he's come on, he's made such a difference to the team. Added a spark that we've been missing. I'd quite like to see him start this game.
I can't lie. I'm liking Jeremy Doku at the minute, people. I'm liking Jeremy Doku at the minute. I'm liking the energy he's bringing. I think his overall game has improved. I don't think it's where it needs to be. I don't think it's at the level of, a Riyad Mahrez or any of the class players we've seen come and go over the years, but he has worked on his game. His game has improved. His speed of thought, his speed of decision-making has improved. He's not holding on to the ball that bit too long like he was in the middle part of the season. He started off the season really well, Doku. He was like a breath of fresh air. Middle of the season kind of went down a little bit. I think he's making a resurgence for the last part of the season. I kind of want to see Doku play. For those asking, Puneet, yeah, watch along tonight. Definitely watch along tonight. A couple of people wishing us congratulations. Moji says road to 10K. That is because we have officially hit 8,000 subscribers. 8,000 subscribers. Joe, hit the soundboard and a round of applause. Massive thank you to each and every single one of you subscribed, who hit the likes on the streams, who are channel members, who super chat, who tune in, who support me and Joe. We're only, 3 weeks into the journey of being full-time on this channel. We're on 8K. You guys are showing mad love. You guys are showing mad love on this channel. And all we ask is that you continue to support, you continue to stick around, keep hitting the like button, keep telling people to subscribe, keep super chatting, keep becoming members, donate, whatever, support whatever way you see fit. All we ask is that we keep this community going strong. This is a fantastic community. We want it to stay strong, get bigger, get more Blues involved, get more good people involved. This is a special place for special, prestigious people. Absolutely. 8K, 9K next, and then we can go full straight to 10K. So big up everybody for showing love, man. Big up everyone showing love. celebration time. Hopefully, watch along tonight. We can get a win on that. And yeah, man, big up. Just want to say big love. Thank you all for 8K. And JTI comes in with a super chat, 6.99. Says, yeah, what Hugh said. It means more, JTI. My 8K, our 8K means more than anybody else's 8K. That's essentially what we're saying. Big up my guy JTI, man. Big up my guy JTI with the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, just wanted to go off topic there for a second and just, you have to thank the people. We are going to keep doing the preview. Trust me, we're not going to ramble on too long. But when milestones come along, you have to thank the people that helped you get to the milestone. And you lot are the people that helped us get to the milestone. So shout out all of you. And shout out JTI for the super chat. Right, back to the topic of conversation. Jeremy Doku, yes or no, chat? Jeremy Doku to start tonight. I want to know what you guys have to say. I'm liking the energy he's bringing. Like I said, I do believe he's worked on his game. He's improved on his game. I think one thing Doku, if he could just bring consistently, was goals and assists. It'd be kind of hard to argue not to start him in every single game. But yeah, I think you're right, Joe. I think he warrants a start tonight, but who does he start ahead of? I mean, if De Bruyne starts in the middle, Foden kind of starts on the right, then Jack Grealish doesn't start. So where are you starting Jezza?
That's what I mean. I'd quite like to see him start, but will Pep do it? Because he's been effective from the bench. It's not really been there's not been a test of how effective he is from the start. It's just, we know he's effective from the bench. And who do you drop if you're not going to play Foden and De Bruyne in the middle? I don't think you drop Grealish because, again, he's been our best player in the last 2 games, taken off on 70 minutes for Doku, who's come on and also been one of our best players. So it's hard to see a world in which Doku starts. That's why I said I want to see him start, because I want there to be a switch up. Ideal world, we go for this game because Brighton are going to leave space. They're not going to park the bus. De Zerbi will not park the bus. Having seen him, he came to the Etihad and went man for man twice. He's an absolute psycho. He's not going to park the bus. So there will be space to exploit. If you go for it, you could make, we're talking about make a statement. If you go for that game, of course, there's potential that you get punished in the counter-attack. But if you go for it, there's also potential that you hit them for 4. It's there. It's there. If you want to create and score goals, put it on a plate. This is a game where it's unfortunate Haaland's not fit and available, because we're talking about how he's being man-marked by 2 people all the time. Brighton go man for man. That suits him. That suits Haaland going man for man and leaving him one-on-one with a defender. There will be avenues there will be chances, there should be chances created. So with Haaland out, again, another player that you got pinpoint, Alvarez. He's got to take his chances. He's probably going to get service in this game. He didn't get much, if any at all. In fact, I don't think he got anything against Chelsea. But he will have service. He should have service. If he's not getting service, then you look to the players behind him, because the game should be more open. And then that's where the issue lies. So he should be getting service, and then it's up to him to take it. So I don't really know what the game plan is. Will Pep go safe? And if he goes safe, that means Doku will probably be on the bench again. If he wants to go for it and make a potential statement, then there's always that option of you leave a Bernardo Silva on the bench and just go for it.
I didn't even think of that, and I think you made a really good point. See Joe's ball knowledge, chat. See Joe's ball knowledge. Underrated. Yeah, underrated guy. Brighton will go toe-to-toe. I just have it in my head, and I think it might be PTSD from the last 2 games he played, or games against Arsenal and Real Madrid where low block and you're trying to break down a low block non-stop for the whole game, and it's just stress 90 mins, you know what I'm saying? But Brighton will go toe-to-toe. Joe's right about that. De Zerbi will go toe-to-toe. He's got no fear. He'll rip the bandage off. He'll go for it. This game could be made for Jeremy Doku. You could be right, Joe. This game could actually be made for someone like Jeremy Doku. This might not be the game, even for someone like Bernardo or Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, I would like on the pitch. I think I'm more likely to rest Bernardo. Lungani in the chat says let Bernardo deal with Nottingham Forest. I kind of agree with that. Nottingham Forest will go low block. They'll go the banks of 5. They'll go, full terrorism ball. But a game like tonight, yeah. Doku could be made for a game like tonight. And Alvarez is like Doku, yeah? started off the season really well and then went through a dip period in the middle of the season. And now is the time, if Alvarez wants to really have an impact this season, a proper impact, you got a chance tonight, brother. You've got a chance tonight. I would expect to see he's going to start. Like, there's no doubt he's going to start because Haaland's not available. But I would expect to see him dropping deep a bit, getting involved in play. We know he can do that, and we know he can finish. His issue is bridging the gap between both, being able to do both in the same game. That's where you go from a good player to an elite number 9 who's moving around the pitch. Be able to drop deep, be able to be involved in link-up play, but you've also got to be in the box to finish the chances when they come. Because there's no point you being out there when the ball gets here from Jeremy Doku and you're not here. So he's got to be able to do both, in my opinion. That's the kind of player he is, Joe. He does move around the pitch, but he has to bridge the gap between build-up play involvement to finish your chances. Because the primary function at the end of the day of a striker is finish your chances.
I mean, Noah J says his first touch stinks. I'm inclined to agree. Like, Alvarez, when he went through that period, that down period, his first touch was just terrible. Like, I thought he'd improved as a footballer. His first touch had gotten better. His link-up play had gotten better. But then when he went through that period, his first touch was off. His passing was a little bit iffy. Like, it was either slightly too short, slightly too long at times. But overall, it doesn't have been the worst season. He's been a victim of playing out of position. But like I said before, if he's not an elite one-of-one player, you're going to have to learn to play out of position, because that's what you do in a Pep Guardiola team. Everybody plays in unfamiliar roles, and they can be effective at times. You know, look at Foden. We don't like him on the wing, but he can be effective. It's not like he's completely useless out there. It nullifies him, but it's not like he's always going to have a bad game. Where I look at Alvarez at times this season when he's been playing essentially as a number 8, and he looked lost. Like, it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing at times because he just doesn't suit him. So playing up front, he's in his natural position. There is no more excuses. I want to see some calmness, though. I want to see some calmness. Forget the link-up play. I'm not asked about that. I don't want to see him, first chance of the game, put his entire body weight behind the ball and put it in Rose Ed. Like, that is typical Alvarez. Of his style of finishing is very weird and very inconsistent, because he has a tendency to just absolutely smash the ball as hard as he can and see where it ends up. And sometimes that works, but there's a lot of times where there is very little accuracy. You know, he scored some absolute worldies for us, like, you know, top corner curlers. But at the same time, he's also might have hospitalized a child in the family stand. Like, the fella just smashes the ball so ridiculously hard, and sometimes he forgets that, you know, power's great, but you have, you know, the most important thing about shooting is getting it on target and the accuracy. I don't want to see him just absolutely welly it and, you know, miss chances, because, you know, this is his chance. This is his chance, really, isn't it? Like, if he wants to be involved in the running, you know, there's a prime opportunity here when Haaland's injured for him to perform well. You know, so he's going to have to take chances. Like I said, creativity should come, because Brighton are going to go for it because they're at home and that's the way they play. So there should be chances in this game, more chances than we've probably come across recently. There should be. There has to be. We can't go another game where we struggle to create and it's not a low block. So yeah, he's got to take his chances. So I'm really not bothered about the link-up play, to be honest. If he gets involved, cool, but, you know, get in the box. That's your primary function as a number 9 in the box.
I like Alvarez. Trust me. Don't take me up wrong on this, chat. I like Alvarez, and I do think he has things to work on. And I think we forget he is very young and relatively inexperienced when it comes to he's only really playing at the highest level for 18 months, a year, 18 months. And my kind of draws I get from Alvarez and conclusions I take from Alvarez, I think he's a confidence player. I think he's very much a confidence player. I think when Alvarez is feeling himself, he's feeling good about himself, he's actually quite hard to stop. And I think he can be unplayable at times. We saw that at times last season when he was, you know, bagging hat-tricks, he was scoring goals. We saw that early on in the season. He was getting goals, he was getting assists, and he was actually unplayable at parts of the beginning of this season. And then when things took a little bit of a turn south, his confidence was a bit knocked. It definitely affected him. I think Alvarez is a confidence player. So look, with optimism behind what I'm about to say, I think if he can get one goal tonight or he scores early, I think that could be a massive boost for us moving into the last, six games after tonight, including the cup final if Alvarez is to be called upon. We need to find Alvarez his confidence. We need to get Alvarez his confidence. And unfortunately, all you can do in that situation is keep providing. Keep providing, keep giving the guy chances, and eventually he's going to score. He is going to score because he's not a bad player. He's going to score. He's going to score a few goals. He might hit someone for 2 or 3 someday, and then all of a sudden, boom, Alvarez is back. And young players are confidence players. Young players are all confidence players. There's a very few amount of young players in the world who don't, get hindered by a bad performance. You have to have a really crazy mentality to be like that. So I think he's a confidence player, and get him playing, get him scoring. I think we have a top striker in our hands. But we have to wait and see. Hopefully that's tonight. We're going to move into a predicted 11 now. We're going to do a full predicted 11, see where we think players should play. You guys are to definitely get involved in this. We always want your opinions on everything. There's definitely, with a fully fit squad, with the exception of Haaland, there's plenty of conversations to be had. So we got the graphic up now. Make sure you've all hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And there's a link in the chat if anybody wants to support me and Joe and become a channel member. It's a great day, man. It's a great day. We've hit 8K subscribers. Loads of new members. It's a prestigious club for prestigious people. You know the way I say these things, and I mean it. Right, listen, let's get cracking. I think we can get the easy one out of the way. Ederson in goals, Joe. No debates there, no arguments there.
No, it's business as usual again. Decided to go back to Ederson.
Yep. Ederson in nets. Pep has said Ederson's is number 1. So where does that leave Ortega for the summer? We will have those conversations during the summer. But for now, it's full focus on winning games of football. Let's move into right back. I think it's Kyle Walker. Do I want it to be Kyle Walker?
Club captain, and he's fit, so you lean towards him starting. But I mean, I think we both have the same answer for do we want it?
Don't think I want it, but I think with club captain running, I think, yeah. I think we're going to have to agree that it's Kyle Walker. Centre-back partnerships, I'm going with Diaz and Stones.
Harsh on Akanji, but I mean, why is he playing in the John Stones role at Wembley? Just what is the point?
Oh. That was a huge pitch, man. John Stones could have bossed that middle of the park in Wembley. You know that? But look, we got through anyway. Diaz and Stones, any complaints? And I want Stones. You know what? Move Stones. See the way you have Walker slightly higher than the 2 centre-halves? Move Stones in line with Kyle Walker to indicate that he's the man that we want to step into the middle of the pitch. Yeah.
There he is.
Akanji's probably... let's have a chat about this. I think Akanji's been our best defender this season.
Yeah, consistently available and consistently performing. He's played pretty much all across the back four. He's played as a not flat centre-half, John Stones role, right back. I don't know if he's played left back this season. He did last season, though. He's played in every defensive role, and he's been, apart from the one injury he had at the start of the season, he's been consistently available. And there's a saying that goes along with that, isn't it? What's the best ability? Availability.
Mm-hmm. And he's solid, man. Akanji's solid, but he just misses out tonight. Unfortunately, he just misses out tonight. I don't think he starts tonight. I'd be surprised if he starts tonight, although it's harsh. And then left back, we're getting word that it's going to be Nathan Ake. City Extra predicted on their predicted lineup it's going to be Nathan Ake. And I've seen other journalists and ITKs and that thing suggesting it's going to be Ake, which should be interesting. It's probably harsh on Josko Vardiol because Vardiol has been excellent. He really has. Goals aside, yeah, I know he got the goals against Real Madrid and
Luton,
yeah. It's harsh on Vardiol, but look, Ake's solid, Ake's reliable, and Vardiol's going to be a top player for us moving forward. It's great to have both. It's great to have both options. Very different. I think Vardiol's probably technically better than Ake, in terms of actual footballing ability, but Ake has the experience behind him, and Ake at the moment is probably a better defensive left back. And as we expect Brighton to hit us with pace on the counter tonight, maybe Ake is the man for that. I'm kind of happy with either, but we're expecting Ake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too bothered because they're both pretty good, but I think it depends what Pep wants to do, because if it's Ake, then he's just going to stay back, isn't he? Like that's going to be what happens. If it's Ake, he's just going to stay back.
Diaz, Ake, and Walker. A back three of those three. Stones moving in.
If it's
the
Walker,
only thing I would.
If it's if it was Vardiol, there's more chance of Vardiol pushing on and being like right next to Grealish. Like that is the.
True.
That's the only thing there.
The only thing I would change about this back four we've gone with, if it was up to me, although it's not going to happen, if it was up to me, I'd take Walker out and put Akanji right back. That would be the perfect defense for me tonight. Akanji, Stones, Diaz, Ake. But we're not going to get it. He's going to go with Kyle Walker, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. I know he's going to go with Kyle Walker. It's disappointing, but like he's the club captain. You got to expect it.
He's a liability for me at the minute. No disrespect. It's no qualm with him or everything he's done for us over the years, but based on performance this season, I just don't trust him like the way I used to. But look, it is what it is. Maybe he can have an impact on the run-in. Right, moving into midfield. CDM, Kovacic.
Skip. Skip. Next.
Rodri.
It's no other option at this point. I don't care how knackered he is. There's 7 games to go, big fella. Just give me 7.
Yeah, I need Rodri to dig deep, people. I need Rodri to dig deep. Trust me, I feel for the guy. I know he's tired. I know he's fatigued. I know he's low on energy. He's running on fumes. But we need Rodri. We need Rodri playing at a high level. If we are to win this league, Rodri needs to be performing, because when Rodri's even having a 6 out of 10 or 6.5 out of 10, the team isn't as good. If Rodri has a 7 to 8 out of 10, the team's decent. If Rodri has an 8 to 9 out of 10, we're cooking. Like, Rodri is kind of the centerpiece here. There's no room for maneuver. I mean, if we're battering 3-0 tonight, 4-0 at some point tonight, bring on Kovacic and take Rodri off, put the feet up, have an ice bath, all that good stuff, recovery. But when it's in the balance, if the game's not said and done, brother's got to play, Joe. Brother's got to play.
Yeah, I mean, again, 7 games left to go. Unless we can afford a rest, because Arsenal drop points at some point, then get ready to suit up and play 90 minutes for majority of those games. Of course, if we wrap it up early, then you can afford to take him off. But like until that point, he's got to play. Like, he has to play.
Yeah, facts. Right, big up Rodri. Guys, we're 5 likes off 100, nearly 200 in the building. Lots of numbers here. Great to see you all. Keep hitting the subscribe button, keep hitting the like button, and become a channel member for prestigious people, a prestigious club. Anyways, midfield. Let's go right side of midfield, because it's easier to build a midfield around the right side, isn't it? I think it's Kevin De Bruyne. I'm just going to be honest. It probably shouldn't be. He's probably tired. He probably needs a rest still, but he has to play.
Yeah, again, like, he needs a good performance, because unless he's going to play Foden next to him, like, there is currently, as it stands, based on this season, people could throw numbers at me. I don't care about numbers. I watch football with my eyes, right? Currently, there is not a reason why Phil Foden shouldn't be playing in that position. There's not a reason Phil Foden shouldn't be first choice in that position. So he's got to prove it. He's got to want it. If he gets the nod, which I'm not saying he shouldn't, but if he gets the nod, he's got to perform.
Difficult conversations, man, but we still trust Kevin De Bruyne. Me and Joe had a very with you guys in the chat, of course, as well. We had a very serious conversation about Kevin De Bruyne and his future. Our conclusion was, if Kevin De Bruyne still feels good enough to play consistently next season, and that, and we just have to trust Kevin De Bruyne. Why the hell wouldn't we trust Kevin De Bruyne? Tonight he can prove again that the last sort of 2 games were just a bit of a tired, fatigue blip. He's had a couple of days off now. They had 2 days off, I think, from everything. I think it was Monday and Tuesday. They were given the full 2 days off. I hope he did nothing, just rested. Beside Kev, ooh.
But should we? I think we're in agreement based on the conversation we had about Jamie Doku before. My Photoshop just crashed, by the way. I'm going to get that back open. So while I get that back open, I think we're kind of in agreement, given the conversation we had about Doku before. My team's not saved. I'll get everyone back in position. But yeah, ideally it's Foden next to De Bruyne, and you make room for Jeremy Doku. I think that's what people would want to see. But this ain't what we want to see. This is what is Pep going to do? I think he goes safe because we're away, and Brighton are going to go for it. They're going to push men forward, so I think he goes with a bit more protection, personally.
Kovacic.
I wouldn't go that far.
So what's the protection?
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, I could see Bernardo midfield and then Foden right wing.
Yeah, I think that if I'm trying to predict what Pep's going to do, the Doku thing from the bench has worked well, even though he's warranted a start. Don't think he gets it. It's Foden right, Bernardo in the middle. Again, I hope those two are at least the other way around, but it's what it is.
Chat, you have to remember, we're not putting down here what we want. We're putting down what we think Pep's going to do. So this is what we're trying to get into the head of Pep Guardiola here, and this is what we think he's going to do. If it was up to us, it would probably be different. Like I already told you, I put a Kanji over Walker, and we'd find Doku away into the team. But I just have a feeling. Stick Alvarez up front. Already spoken about that. Big role for Alvarez tonight, and then I'm going to say Grealish on the left.
I think we're in the territory now where the team picks itself. Normally, at this point, barring injuries, Pep has figured out what he wants his team to look like. By now, normally it's pretty much most of these players are normally nailed on by this point in the season. Like this is what the team that played. This is basically the team that played at Wembley. You know, of course, with a Kanji coming in the middle. Diaz was on the bench, came on at halftime for John Stones. This is, you know, apart from that, this is the team that played at Wembley against Chelsea. This is, for the most part, you know, apart from Vardiol, because Ake hadn't played up until that point, again, the team that played against Real Madrid. Like, this is the team that Pep's kind of settled on. And I hope that we get to see Doku from the start, because, again, I think he's warranted, but I don't expect it. I hope at a minimum, though, that we are slightly wrong and it's the same thing that Pep did against Chelsea at Wembley. And Foden starts in the middle and Bernardo Silva starts on the right. I hope he gives it another shot because I don't think the game at Wembley, given, you know, how close it happened to Madrid, I don't think it's a fair sample size to really go off of to see how De Bruyne and Foden work in the middle. I want to see it again. I want to see it with, you know, a period off. I want to see it with freshness in the team. You know, this team should be refreshed. They've had a break. Try it again. That's what I want to see. I want to see it the other way around. But, like, again, it's Pep. It's very difficult to know what he's going to do because he does random shit sometimes and it really makes you scratch your head.
I don't. If it was up to me, I wouldn't start Bernardo at all. I'd do what you're saying, Foden and De Bruyne in midfield, and I put Doku in the right wing. That's what I'd do.
That's what I want to see. But at a minimum, I don't want to see Foden out wide. That's at a minimum.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's you know what I mean. You're nullifying him. Well, you're semi-nullifying him. You're taking away a lot of his freedom, a lot of his room. But anyway, chat, that is our predicted 11 for the game tonight. Get some W's in the chat if you rate it. Get some L's in the chat if you don't. Bear in mind, this is what we think Pep's going to do, not what we want. We would do things slightly different. We'd tweak a few things. But I think Joe does make a good point about, you know, having a settled team, having consistency. If you want to win a league, you probably need a bit of consistency for the last few games. A couple of W's in the chat, which is good to see. I think we got it right, personally. I think we have it spot on, if I'm being totally honest. But you never know, Pep Guardiola, do you? So yeah, that is our predicted 11. I hope you like it. We're going to do score predictions now in a second. Get your score predictions in, people, before we give you ours. And another quick reminder, we are live at 7:30 tonight for the watch-along for this game, 7:30. We would love any of you, if you wish to join us, to have you join us for that game. It would be absolutely fantastic to have you here. A bit of a celebration for hitting 8K. Maybe we'll do that somehow. But otherwise, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and there's a link in the chat to anybody who wants to become a channel member. Moji says 3-2 City. Adam says 3-1 City. Jules says 3-1. Shadow Viper says 5-1. Alex says 4-1. Joe, I'm going to give you the luxury, as always, of going first, my brother.
Oh, it's difficult because it depends how on it we are. Again, I've said it so many times this stream, the game is going to be open. There will be chances for both sides. Chances are plenty for both sides. Could be a high scorer, but if we want to make a statement, I'm thinking I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet because I'm just not very confident in that at the moment. Because realistically, right, Chelsea have just been battered by Arsenal, and they should have put at least 3 past us. I think it's not good, Brev, but I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna go 3-1. It might be 1-0 at half time, 1-1, and again we just pull it out in the second half. That's kind of the theme I'm going for.
Right. Okay. Brub says 3-0 or 3-1. Longani says 4-1 City. Linny says 3-1. MCFR says 3-1. Rosemarie says 5-0. Manchester's Blue 1-0. MJG 2-1 City. Sit down with Jeff 4-1. 10k subs by the 5th of May. We will be there. We'll be doing very well to get 10k subs by the 5th of May. But you guys, if you hit the like button and you subscribe, we can maybe make it happen. Bree says 2-1 City. James 2-1. Novamula says 6-2. Everyone's predicting City wins anyway. You said 3-1, Joe. I'm going to go statement Manchester City. No messing about anymore. No fucking around. 3-0. 3-0. City are coming in with City are coming in with that title winning mentality. We're clicking into that title winning gear. I have full faith in Pep. I have full faith in the players. And come on, boys. Come on. Let's go and do this. Let's go and see this league out, man. Let's get 4 in a row. Let's do something no one's ever done. But yeah, listen, that kind of wraps up the preview. Thank you again. Thank you again for 8k subscribers. Keep hitting the likes. Keep telling people to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Become a channel member if you want to support us further. Link in the chat now and link in the top line of the description if you're watching on playback. And join us at 7:30 for the watch along. We'll do the full team readout. We'll go through our thoughts on the team, see if me and Joe were correct with our predictions. You guys get your thoughts in. Only a few games to go now, people. The clock is ticking. The games are winding down. History awaits. History beckons. Come on, City. Wrap her up, Joey boy. Enjoy the rest of your day, Blues. Be there 7:30.
Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand.